ActionScript can be a very complicated subject, especially if you are brand new to programming in general. There are many different commands that you can enter into the code to do certain things. And of course, you have to have a certain structure for these commands to work. And as a beginner, and even as a pro, I mean, I, of course, dabble in ActionScript myself, and I have to reference this stuff all the time. You really need to have a guide of sorts if you are struggling with some of the terminology that ActionScript presents. And so one resource I would definitely recommend is the help documentation that Flash CS6 provides. And you can access this at any time by going to help and then Flash help. Your web browser will launch and you'll be taken now to the help area for Flash. Now, not only can you get help here for ActionScript, but you can get it for animation, audio, images, and all sorts of different stuff. But our primary focus is going to be on ActionScript. So if we click on the ActionScript section, you can see now we can choose 3.0 or 2.0. We'll of course want to go with 3.0 because that is the version we are working with. And here you are taken to basically a database that gives you access to all the classes and packages and so on that Flash has. And this is very useful if you're just not quite sure what some of this stuff does. As you can see as I scroll down here, there are just many different things that can be put into the code of our program. For instance, let's say if I click on Animate Filter, this will give me a description of what it does. It tells me what language uses it, it tells me the product version, and it tells me which versions of Flash Player will be compatible with this. So it tells you the Animate Filter effect applies and mx.filters. Now that stuff might not make any sense, so you might have to look that up as well. But basically it'll tell you what the code will do. And then below here you have an example of what the code should look like when you implement it into your program. And so that can be a huge benefit if you are just trying to look something up. If you want to achieve something in the code but you're not quite sure what to do or what class to use or what package to use, this can really help you with that when you are starting off in Flash. There's also another help section. If I pop back here, you go to help and Flash Support Center. And that will load another window. And from here you basically have access to different areas, especially the community questions. So for instance, here's one right here. Add event listener is an ActionScript command. So you could click on that and you could go to the forum and you could basically see what people are talking about, what questions or problems people are having with ActionScript, and you can definitely go that route as well. The other way I showed you is more of a database. This can give you access more to the community area of the Adobe forums so that you can talk to others and try to get help if you need it. Finally, there are many great books out there that you can purchase or you can download as an ebook that will help you with learning ActionScript. Of course, you have the VTC ActionScript courses that are available to you, so you can check those out. I will be trying my best, though, to introduce you to the ActionScript from a beginner standpoint, so hopefully we won't have too much trouble, but there's never any harm in seeking out resources and building your tool set when it comes to this type of thing. And of course, there are other tutorials and articles out there too that you can look up. So there are resources out there. So if you're having issues with ActionScript, you can definitely check those out. But from here, we are going to dive in and get started with programming some ActionScript ourselves.